So in this tutorial, we'll learn something about UI UX design, what it is about, some definitions and some basic understandings. So what is UI UX designer do? UI is user interface and UX is user experience. So as the name suggests, UI is basically the hard part, that is the screens, buttons and all the visual elements which is used to interact with the user. So these are the visual elements which you will see in any app or website or any electronic device: the buttons, the menu boxes, the drop downs, and all these refers to user interface. And UX refers to the interaction you have with a product, and how you feel about the interaction, and how the user is able to easily interact with any app or any website or any electronic devices. So the usability and the usability and the user experience, it's all about, that's what we call user experience. So basically, a UI designer wouldn't have to do any coding. It's more about designing and getting a user experience or user interfaces into action. So user interface is a common term we have used previously widely in software industry. It's basically the interaction between the humans and the machines, and how effective we do this interaction, effective operation controlling any machine. So user interface design or interface engineering is a field where the user interface for the machines and the software, such as computers and home appliances, are designed. So these are the buttons and all the control mechanisms, whether it be hardware buttons or software buttons, that is used to control any machine or any app or any website. So that's what basically user interface is. So user interface design basically focuses on three main points, that is maximizing usability and user experience, and that is how we use the software, or how the user is able to easily use it and his experience, and makes the user's interaction as simple and efficient as possible, and user interfaces for different software or machines with a clear purpose. So it has to be clear and simple. For example, if you see the Google user interface design is very simple, easy to navigate, compared to if you see Amazon's websites, more hard to navigate inside. So that's an example. So it's basically these are the 3 points which it focuses on. And user interface design is basically the process which the designers use to build interfaces in the software or any computer device, focusing on look and style. So how the whole front end looks, how the whole front end website or the app looks, and how the user is able to move across the screens, and how the user will be able to move from one tab to another, one page to another. So this is all about user interface design. So where is it used? It's used everywhere, and basically, if you see, take your mobile app, any app which you start from the first screen to the last screen, how you navigate is basically a user interface. Any visual elements, a phone, computer, tablet, or even an ATM where you have a login screen, a pin code entry screen, all these are basically user interfaces. And translation of the brand's vision into a product. So the user interface is basically the product. So many companies invest a lot in designing the front end to look as good as possible, because that's what the customer or the user sees. So any visual element is what the user interface is about, and that's what the whole thing is about. So examples of UI design could be Dropbox, responsive color system, Pinterest where you drop in a lot of pictures, Hello Mondays, white space, current apps color palette, Cognito's custom animation, Spotify's color gradient. These are some of the examples of UI design. So user experience is how a user interacts with and experiences a product, system or service. So when you use any app or mobile website or any ATM system, so the experience you have, how easy to use, how less clicks you have to do to achieve a specific target. It also includes the person's perceptions of utility, ease of use, and efficiency. And improving the user experience is an important to many companies. So depending on the feedback of the users. So that's what user experience UX is about. UX designer basically makes a product for a service usable, enjoyable, and accessible. So that's the whole idea. So it's not much technical, but it's about more of artistic thinking. Any user experience designer has to have, and how he has to think from the user's perspective, and also to promote the company's company's business objectives. So that's what a user interface user experience is. So simply put, the difference between UI and UX is UX design is what makes an interface useful, and UI design is what makes an interface beautiful. So it's more about UI is about interaction design, layout, and visual design, the visual part of it, how good it looks, and UX is about user research, personas, and usable testing. That is the usability of that tool. So what are the prospects for UI UX designers is as I have written here. So in 2021 there were about 1.83 billion websites in existence, and there are currently over 4 million mobile apps available for download in Android and iOS, and we are having even more and more new devices coming in also in industrial perspective. And for the UI designers to make web more appealing, more aesthetically pleasing, and user friendly. And so the designers, UI UX designers, are quite important in the future. As more and more we see that the computers and the software are taking control. You see automated cars, self-driving cars, which is mostly computer controlled by computer. So you need UI designers there also. And mostly we do all our things with internet, with mobile apps and computers nowadays. There's hardly very less human interaction. If you go to any supermarket, you'll see a terminal which is automatically you just enter the just scan your products, and then you enter the your card, and everything is getting paid. So that's also a UI UX design. So this demand will grow, and it will continue to grow, because the lifestyle we are moving into is more of a automated lifestyle. So we'll have more hardware, more robots, more machines, and the more machines and robots we have, more UI UX designers will we need. So some of the tools which we use for UI UX are Sketch, Framer X, Origami Studio, Webflow, Adobe XD, Axure, InVision Studio. These I will try to explain more detail later, but these are the basic tools for any beginner. You can just search in the internet and see about these tools. So that's a short introduction about UI UX design. So drop me a message if you like this video, and if you need any questions or doubts, please do post. I will help you out.